Good evening, everyone. Well, my name's Amanda, and I am here to give you some effective tips for speaking. Now, I definitely would not call myself an expert, but after taking this communications class in 2019, I definitely feel like my speaking or my speech giving has improved. So, the very first thing I would like to talk about is, of course, for every great speech, you need to know about your topic. That means when you find out that you are going to give a presentation or you are going to present anything you need to give a speech for, know your facts, learn, read, study, write. You should have note cards large enough for you to read, as well as key speaking points throughout your speech along with it. But as I was saying, definitely know the topic of your speech. So if you learn that you have to give a speech about mountain lions, well, research mountain lions. And if you end up having to do a speech about Disneyland, learn all the facts you can about Disneyland. You can never know too much about the subject that you are going to speak on. My next bit of advice, and something I always look for when it comes to other speakers, is verbal and nonverbal communication. So when you are up at the podium or wherever you are giving your speech, always make sure that your verbal communication is on point. This means that you are speaking eloquently and you are speaking by enunciating your words. However, my key points and the things that I dock points on most for public speakers are their non-verbal speaking gestures. So a few of the nonverbal communications that you give while speaking can be body language, such as facial expressions, posture, and gestures, your voice, your behavior, even your fashion that you are wearing, as well as your distance and your voice. So that is another key factor in knowing how to give a proper speech, is knowing who your audience is going to be and where your speech is going to be given at. That way you can calculate how much space you're going to have while speaking so that you know how you're going to move beforehand, because either moving too much or too little while giving a speech can give off many different emotions to the audience, and they're usually not good ones. Voice is a big key factor when it comes to speaking, because you can either be a very dull and boring person when you talk, which is something I am working on still, or you can really give inflection in your voice, and you can have those facial expressions and those gestures and those motions, and those can really become key points in what make your speech great. But my very last bit of advice is to just have fun with it. I know that can't be said about all speeches, kind of like the eulogy assignment that we have due this week. But you can make most speeches really fun, and especially throwing in interesting facts into your speech. And I think it's a great way to loosen up the nerves as well when you start speaking.